can mess about with until we get some people joining in. Oh, bubbles. What else have we got? Hi. Oh, 9 people, cool. Hello. Yeah, it's been a very long time. Oh, crazy stuff. Hello. Ah, nice guy. I remember you. Hello. Hey, so I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join in. And then I'm going to talk to you guys about some stuff. Because obviously lots has happened. I've not been on YouTube for a very long time. And yeah, I've had lots of people asking me questions. And I kind of just want to answer some questions. And see how everyone's doing. See how everyone's feeling. Get some feedback on some situations that I've had go on. So yeah, we'll wait for a few more people to join in. And then we'll sort of have a little chat about stuff. So how is everyone doing that's already tuned in? I can see that there is 18 people already. That's pretty cool, considering this is totally unannounced. So I can see your comments, but they don't like stay for very long. So just wondering if I can get this. Oh, okay. Live chat. See. Oh, okay. So I can see all messages if I do that. Okay, cool. So I can see all the messages now. I think, can I scroll through them? Yeah. Cool. Okay, that's good. So, who have we got in here? I'm trying to see if I remember any names. Sorry if I look really tired as well. I'm absolutely exhausted, like most days. So, yeah, chances are I'm looking a bit under the weather. Oh, 19 people. Okay, so we're slowly getting there. Oh. Yeah, sorry if I've been away a long time, guys. Things have like been evolving in lots of different ways. So, yeah, I kind of, one, I haven't had time, and two, I've been feeling a little bit like confused about what's going on, and yeah, stuff like that. So I will, my hair is crazy, so I will leave this live on my channel for like a week or so, or a few days, so that people who obviously didn't know I was doing a live, because nobody knew I was doing a live, can view this at a later date. But for those of you who are live, you can like ask me questions, and yeah, can interact with me. So where to begin? So last night I was sort of lay in bed, and then someone wrote to me on Instagram, someone who follows my page, someone who obviously is one of my YouTube subscribers that has watched my lives in the past, and they asked me where I was and how the van's getting on and when will I be doing a live again. And we kind of got chatting for a bit, and it made me realise that yeah, so I need to come on and do a live and talk to everyone, and no matter what the circumstances are and no matter what has gone on, that I should just carry on, and this community is really nice on here as well. So they asked me what had happened to the van, and I told them what had gone on, and they sort of reassured me that that was okay, and that wasn't a bad thing, and no one really should judge me for that. So I suppose you want to know what's going on with the van, right? So obviously you all know that I bought a van, and I was absolutely so excited about this project, and you all know that I was offered some help with the van, and that was amazing. That was like the most amazing, generous thing ever, that I'd got back from this, nice to see you back, I was wondering what would happen. Okay, so you're going to find out what's happened. So, yeah, so I was excited about this van, and I just got back from my travels, and obviously, oh, what's hold on? Oh no, someone wrote a message there. Yeah, maybe you've summoned me somehow. Yeah, so I got back from my crazy travels, and I just split up with my long-term boyfriend of 6 years, and I had absolutely nothing. Like, I come home with £2.50 to my name, and you know, I ended up selling all of my things that are very dear to me. So, for example, some childhood toys like my Polly Pockets, I sold all those to sort of gather some money together. And then, and obviously you guys had helped, you'd bought some mugs and maybe some things that I'd sold on my Etsy, which was amazing. And my mum's boyfriend gave me like a little bit of a loan also to help me buy this van that was suggested to me. And I bought the van, and I bought the van that I bought because I was told by a friend that they would help me because I couldn't do it on my own. Like, there's no way that I could. I mean, I know I've built a van with Dave before, and we kind of had each other, and that worked, and it was a very, very slow process. I mean, the other van, the Jess, that most of you will know, Jess, the Ford Transit, you know, that took us like at least 2 years to build. So we didn't have a clue what we were doing, and you know, I was kind of like, I kind of had ideas and stuff, and Dave kind of had the know-how with like how to put wood together and stuff. So anyway, my friend had offered me help, and you all know who my friend is, I'm sure, that I'm speaking of. Had offered me this help, which was great. No, don't worry about the Polly Pockets. I mean, they were dear because like they had because of what they were. I mean, I don't want Polly Pockets in general. It's just that those Polly Pockets were dear to me because I grew up with them. So I sold them to for the van. And yeah, I got that particular van because I was going to get help with it, which was so generous. I mean, I'm so grateful that I was going to have this help. So I bought the van, and obviously I made this video about me stripping it and getting it ready to be worked on. And then the van, by the way, was the friend which I'm talking about, storage unit, a lock-up space, which is about roughly about a 2-hour drive from where I live. And I was getting the train there a few times to go and work on the van, so I didn't have like instant access to the van. It's not like I could just go around the corner and do work on it myself. I mean, I'd have to travel like an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to the van. Anyway, I went a few times, stripped it, you know, sanded all the paint off the outside ready, stripped all the chairs out of it, including the drivers and passengers' chairs, stripped the entire like walls. We cut holes in the floor to get rid of all the rust, ready to be welded. So now by this point you have to understand that the van was not drivable at all. It had no seats in it, it had big holes in the floor, you know, some like as big as my head. And now in this state the van's pretty worthless because it's a heap. And at this point communication with my friend got a little grainy, so I'm writing like, oh, when can I come down? Oh, you know, I'm busy. And a bit sketchy, so I left it. You know, I want to be respectful of people's, you know, people. I'm not a priority. I get that. Like, someone's offering you help and they're like, yeah, I'll help you, you know, it's fine, you don't have to worry about anything, just pay for materials, and that's really generous. So I want to be respectful that people do have to sort of do jobs in the meantime to make a living, and I'm not a priority. Anyway, so a few months had passed, and I'm sort of getting a bit worried now about what the hell's going on. And yeah, so in the end I was told if I wanted the help to continue with the van, that I would have to pay for the help. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. How much do you want me to pay for the help? And I was told that I would have to pay £120 per day for labour, not including material costs. And if I'm honest, I can't afford that. And I was told that the van was acting up, so it wasn't always starting. So the engine or something in that area would need working on. So maybe it was just that there was old fuel in it and the fuel was just shitty, or maybe it needed a new fuel pump or something. So at this point I'm kind of like, okay, so I could pay £120 a day. Well, I couldn't pay £120 a day because I don't have it to pay. I mean, that's I don't know, by anyone's standards, surely that's quite a lot, right? I mean, I don't know. It sounds like a lot to me. So I don't want to pay like over time like a few £1,000s to sort of get the van up and running and into a home, and for it to not work, you know, for it to not run, or maybe never run. So I was like, I don't know if I can afford that. I mean, it's a big risk to take to find out maybe the van's not going to work, or I don't know. I just kind of felt really like a bit heartbroken in a way, and also a bit, yeah, I don't know. So I said to my friend, like, well, maybe you could buy the van from me, and then you can keep it and do stuff with it, because you're obviously better at this stuff than me. And because I'd toyed with the idea of trying to get the van here. Friend should have made it clear from the outset that they were going to need payment for it. Well, this is what I thought. So I thought, oh, for some reason the phone's not charging. Hold on. So I thought, is that charging? Just give me a second, guys. Hold on. Oh, I'm live. Am I here? Can you see me? So I'd figured, like, this is the thoughts that was going through my head exactly. It's like I should have, yeah, they should have made that clear that they may need paying at some point. Yeah, £120 is very reasonable, I guess, if you were expecting it. But when you were told that you were getting help for free, as a friend and a fellow van person, that, you know, I wasn't expecting it. It was totally like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, my point being is, when I was selling all my things and raising money for the van, had I known that a few months down the line, I'm trying to read your comments and talk at the same time, so just remind me where I was up to with that one. Yeah. So yeah, had I known that this was going to happen a few months down the line, then I probably would have put the money that I had managed to save and gather into a van that didn't need work, or a van that was already built, or, do you know what I mean? I mean, can you get that? Can you grasp what I'm saying? Like, if I'd known, then I wouldn't. I feel like I've just wasted a lot of time and a lot of money. Yeah. Anyway, so I'd offered to sell him the van and said, well, at least if you give me like 200 or 300 for it, then I can give my mum's boyfriend back the money that he gave to me, because, you know, at the moment I have to live with him. So well, if you've been watching my channel, then you'll know who I'm talking about. So I don't want to name any names, and I don't want to yeah, generate any hate or anything. No, I didn't expect help forever. I mean, I was expecting that. Well, I didn't ask for help. The thing is, the help was offered to me. Like, the person who was offering me help came to me and was like, I will offer you this help. I will go with you and get this van, and I will help get you back on the road. And I was like, oh my god, wow, that's so exciting. But I didn't go out there and be like, I mean, even in the beginning I was like, no, I'll take out a loan and I'll give you a little bit of money. Like, I can take out a loan for like £1,000 and I can give you that. And that was declined. Like, I was always happy to pay money for the help, but I was told, no, you don't have to do that. So yeah, I don't want you to be under any impression that I was like, help me, I need help. It was like, it was more like I was offered the help. But had I known that the help would sort of, if I knew that it was going to go from, hey, I'll help you, my friend, I've got these skills, we can do this, we can get you back, and it was going to change into, actually, do you know what, I want £120 a day, and material fees, then, yeah, I probably would have just spent the money on a van that was already done. A van that didn't need so much work. So yeah, I'd offered if they wanted to buy the van, and then they can do what they want with it, and they were like, no, I don't want to do that. And I was like, okay. And then I was thinking, right, so now I've got to think, I've got to get this decrepit van back to where I live, which is like almost 2 hours away. So I'd have to pay for someone to transport it. So how am I going to do that? And then when I get the van here, what am I going to do with it? Because I can't weld, which is what I needed. I can't spray the... I can't spray the outside of a van because I had sanded all the paint off it ready for it to be sprayed, which is what I thought was going to. And you know, I bought so much stuff for it. I'd spent money on having a log burner tailor made from someone. You know, I bought like a boiler for it. I bought swivel chairs for it. I'd spent over £100 just on insulating and cladding the roof of the inside of it. So I'd spent a lot of money already on this van. And in the end I put it on eBay. So I put it on eBay, and then when it first sold, the buyer was like, oh, I didn't read it properly, and yeah, I don't want the van. So they put it back on eBay again, and then it sold for £200. The van sold for £200. I mean, that's not including eBay fees, so I probably got like 150 in the end for it. And then my friend had wrote to me saying, oh, well, the first time you'd put the van up on eBay, I'd actually put a bid on it, and I was hoping to win it so that I could do it up and I could sell it for more, and I could give people their money back that had tried to help you out. And then in my mind I was thinking, so you were willing to do the van up for free, knowing that you wouldn't make a profit if you won it on eBay, to give people money back, but you didn't want to give the people what they wanted and help me like you'd offered in the first place? I was so confused. Anyway, so someone come and pick the van up. They took some bits off it, and the van has been scrapped. So right now I have no van and no van project, and I've got myself a little job, and I'm trying to raise money to do something with myself. I mean, I had no vehicle at all, and after a few months I was like, you know, I'm waiting for this van and I need to get around. So I took out a bank loan and I bought myself a little tiny car. I took out a bank loan for £1,000 and got this little tiny car. The car was like £700, and I used the rest of the money to insure it and tax it. Yeah. And I got that in December, that loan, and I've literally just paid it back like in the past week. So at least I have a car. And I've been meaning to come on YouTube for a while now and talk to you about this, but I was so worried that I'd be judged, or I'd be hated on, or people would be mad at me, or I just feel like I've not really had much control over the situation. Like, yeah, I don't know. So what are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts on the situation? Because I'm actually really upset, because I was absolutely so excited. I was visioning, like, by now I was hoping to be like driving back to Portugal, and yeah, I don't know. So that's the situation, and I've had lots of people messaging me, and it's like, yeah, I've not really know. You know, you got so many people. Sometimes you get so many people messaging you. You think, right, I've got to sit down and write the same thing over and over again to people. Yeah. I don't know, but I'm here anyway. I'm doing a YouTube live so I can speak to you all about it and try to get onwards and upwards, exactly. So I'm not sure what the future is now. I'm not sure what the future is. I mean, I'm toying with some ideas in my mind. I mean, do I carry on the YouTube channel? Because I mean, I love the YouTube channel. I love it. I love like talking to you guys. I love sitting here like having a laugh and like um, just talking through topics. I really enjoy it. But it's like, are you interested if there's no van involved? I mean, are you interested in do you think he fancied you? I don't know. I do think around about the time, because I met a guy, so I've met a guy, and around about the time I met this guy, I can't help but feel that that's about the time that it all went pear-shaped. And also my friend since then has got a new girlfriend, so I don't know if that's played a part in it as well. But yeah, maybe it was a blessing in disguise, maybe. But I'd love to be in my little van now. I could imagine it in my mind how I wanted it to be, where I wanted the log burner to be, where I wanted the bed to be, how I wanted the bed to be, where I wanted the cooker to be and the sink and how it was all going to look, and I had it all pictured in my mind and I was just so excited. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait, I'm so happy. And then yeah, now I just feel like I don't know. Hello, if you've just stumbled upon my channel, you can have a look at some of my previous videos and you'll find out what my channel's about. There was a little bit of a mess up with a friend and I was meant to be between a van. But I will leave this live up for a week or so and you can like rewatch the live. So I'm going to try and read some of these messages that you're sending me because they're coming through thick and fast and I can't read them all in one go. So let's have a look. Someone's saying DH a lot. DH was... Who's DH? Who is DH? DH, who are you? Oh, right, okay. Yeah. So, the thing is, I don't want anyone to hate on my friend. Because I don't know, and you don't know what's going on in people's private lives. So people have problems and people have issues and, you know, things change for them and psychologically it can make people act in various different ways. So I don't want anyone to sort of like start with the pitchforks and yeah, and be an angry mob because that's not fair either. So I think you should organise and run yoga classes. You know, I've just actually been to the gym and asked if they need a yoga class, so I will do yoga classes again. I would really enjoy that actually. And actually I'm really into yoga. I'm really into motivating people to sort of live a life that sort of serves them. So, you know, if I could motivate people, perhaps do motivational talks, that would be good on YouTube. If I can find a place where I could do like YouTube live yoga classes, that would be cool, huh? I just don't know, like obviously because you're all so used to like Posse and Dave in the van or Posse in the van, whether you'd all lose interest if I was no longer in a van. But things evolve, I guess, things change. I mean, there's been some drastic changes in, you know, and there's a lot of people that I follow on social media that actually do go through these changes. Like you can't live the same way forever. Things evolve, things move on, things change, and sometimes you can't make sense of it when it's happening. Like, oh my god, why is all this happening to me? This is just like disastrous. But then I think a little bit down the line, it all makes sense. Like, you're like, okay, if that didn't happen, then this wouldn't be happening. This good thing that I'm experiencing now wouldn't happen if I didn't have to go, good evening. This good thing that's happening now wouldn't have happened if I didn't go through that shit. Or, yeah, if that makes sense. I don't want to feel like I'm waffling on a lot of rubbish, but it's true. I mean, there's things that have happened in my life where I've been through absolute hell, and then I've been in a situation like, okay, if I didn't go through that hell, then I wouldn't be here now. So I think we've all experienced that at some point. Yeah, anyway, some people are saying that £120 a day is reasonable, and some people are saying that £120 a day is not reasonable. So, I think if you were looking for someone online to do your van conversion, and they were offering £120 a day labour fees, then you'd probably be like, okay, I can pay that. And if you are one of those people who are fortunate enough to have like 10 grand lying around in the bank, and you can just spare some of that for someone to come along and kit out a van for you, then that's cool, you can afford that. But if you have had a friend come to you and say, I will help you because I have got the skills to get you back on your feet, and you're not expecting someone to turn around and say, okay, you've just dismantled the van and made it an absolute turd, and now you've done that and got yourself into this situation where you've got no other options, I'm going to charge you £120 a day, then it's not reasonable, I don't think. Yeah. Had I known that was going to happen, then I would not have bought the van. I would not have took it to his storage unit, and I would not have wasted my time and what little money that I had managed to get together on that. I would have, the money that I'd gathered together and collected and raised, I would have bought a van that did not need that much work. Could you give me a kiss? Okay. I don't feel fit. I feel really tired and horrible and drained. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it might be reasonable to someone who has got disposable money. But, you know, I don't have £120 a day to throw at a shell of a van. I just don't. I don't have it at all. You know, and you got to bear in mind that I come back with £1, like £1.50 in my bank account, or £2.50 in my bank account. I'd literally sold everything that I could think of that I owned at my mum's house to raise some money to buy the van in the first place, and then to buy bits that I needed for it. Like, I needed, you know, I said I bought cladding and stuff. I mean, insulation, Kingspan. Fuck me, do you know what I mean? That stuff is expensive. I had spent over £100 alone on king spanning and cladding the roof, just for the van now to be in the scrapyard because I literally cannot do it on my own. I cannot afford to get it where I live. Yeah, I'd literally just have a rotting shell of a van in my mum's garden, and there's actually no space here in my mum's garden to store a van. So, and that's another thing. My friend who had the van that was meant to be helping me, you know, I did get a few messages sometimes like, oh, there's some people been snooping around at the storage unit, maybe you should take the van away. And then there was messages like, oh, we've had some trouble at the storage unit, the person that owns the storage unit might be telling me to get rid of all the stuff, and your van will have to be moved. And it's like making me feel very stressed and on edge. And then when I was at my new job, I had a fucking breakdown. You know, I had this thing in my mind like, okay, what am I going to do with the van? I've got to come to a conclusion about the van. I really want to keep it. I'm so excited about it. I need to find £120 a day. I need to get rid of the van out of the yard. And I just had a breakdown. I just started crying. And my boss was like, go to the toilet, sit down, have a drink, just calm down. And obviously they don't know what I'm crying about. I just break down in the middle of work crying because I'm so fucking stressed. But yeah, I mean, I had to eliminate that stress. So I just feel like a fucking turd, you know. I just feel like I feel like it was in some ways a letdown to you guys. I just feel like a failure in a way, and also a failure to myself because, like, by now, by spring, I'd expected to be like living in my van and not still at my fucking mum's house. Yeah. I know you guys are used to seeing me really happy and like, oh my god, I'm so excited. But yeah, I'm feeling a bit under the weather about having to tell you guys this because I'd like to come here with good news. I'd like to come here with positive news, like, oh yeah, the van's finished, and like I'm about to go and set off and do some stuff. But actually, no, I'm not. I'm not at all. So what have we got here? Yeah, well, you could have warned me, guys. And just so yeah, I'm not just staring at the screen. I'm reading some of your messages. I can't read. Like as I'm speaking, I can't read them as they go up so fast. No, please. Someone said in here, all your subscribers donate you £1. You're about to get up for an event. Don't. Please don't donate me anything because I don't want to let anyone down again. Like I have a job now and I am making money and I am trying to save up. You know, but it's going to take time. So, but you know, I suppose that's the fun part. The fun part is it taking time and sort of like building up to it and seeing what goes on. So. Yeah, so I do expect that I'm going to have some mixed opinions from what I'm telling you, because like there's a lot of people here saying about, you know, the rate that was quoted is really reasonable, and some that are saying it's not reasonable. And like I said, yeah, if you look at it from different perspectives, it is reasonable, and also it isn't reasonable. So, I mean, from where I was coming from, yeah, and kind of I got the impression that I don't think he wanted to do it. So, yeah, and there were some other people that was helping out, and they'd come over to help out, and you know they were asked when were they going to leave. So I don't know. It's a bit. It's like in depth, but I just really don't want. I don't want to like say things about anyone that's going to make anyone hate or, you know, hate on anyone or make anyone's life uncomfortable. Because it's not about like starting wars with anyone or generating any sort of hate. I mean, yeah, sure there's going to be some mixed emotions and mixed opinions, but I hope that no one will go off and start, you know, yeah. I haven't got time. This could come quickly. Anyway, this weekend is my birthday weekend. On Monday, I will be 30. It'll be my 30th birthday on Monday. So this weekend, I will be spending the weekend with my new boyfriend. I don't know what we're doing, but that'll be nice anyway. Maybe I'll get like, maybe I'll get pampered a little bit or something. oh, you give him the white RDH, you give him the white RDH. Well, you know, I don't know what he's doing with them, so. Do I still talk to Dave? Not really. I've spoke to Dave a couple of times. He sent me some things over, like my yoga journal, and he sent me my drop spindle and some medicine for Buster. So no, but no, I don't really speak to Dave much. I mean, and also it's kind of not fair on my new boyfriend that I'm sort of like, yeah. Yeah, you know, my new boyfriend's really nice. He treats me really, really, really. He treats me like a gentleman. He's actually really nice. Like, I've never had a guy treat me so nice before, and that's kind of really like refreshing and nice. Yeah, he's really like kind and gentle with me, which I'm not really used to. And he's like really, he's a really civil kind of guy. So like, he doesn't like, he's not into like mad partying, drugs, raves. You know, he doesn't drink every day, and he's not. Yeah, he's just like really, like, I don't know. I suppose if you think of me, quite alternative, and that he's sort of the opposite to me. So he's like, yeah, he's quite grounded. But I think for me that's good because I'm quite like up in the air and like, yeah, woo, anything can happen. So he sort of like brings me back down to the ground, and I think maybe for him I'm like a little bit of spice. So yeah, it works kind of well. Like, on paper, I guess you wouldn't say that it would work, but actually it really does. So that's nice. You're dating an accountant. Actually, no, he's not an accountant. He's a fireman. He's a fireman, and also he's a chemical engineer. Yeah, so he's actually teaching me a lot of things that maybe I might have taken for granted before, or um, yeah, which yeah. So it's quite nice. Like, I ask him a lot of questions about stuff, and then I always tell him about like things that I've experienced. So that's quite nice. And actually, yeah, I'm not sure how things are gonna pan out. I kind of like he obviously doesn't want to go traveling off in a van because that's like not his bag, and obviously he can't leave his area much because he's like obviously he's a fireman, so he has to like stay near his station. Um, yeah, so he's not really one for traveling, but I still would like to do some traveling. So you all know, like, I'm well into my yoga. Like, I have been into yoga for a good 7 years now, and I practice it a lot. Um, yeah, I suppose compared to the average person, I practice yoga quite a lot. So I was hoping that if I could save up enough money in like, I mean, I have got my qualification. Like, I took a qualification. I took out a student loan 4 years ago. I took out a little student loan to do a yoga certified qualification in Manchester. Um, so I do have my qualification. I just don't like. I'm a perfectionist, and I don't want to be giving anyone information that I feel like is in any way wrong or I'm not in the right knowledge. So yeah, I am well qualified to teach yoga. Like, it's not like I've just been done a day course. Like, it was like a good 6 months. Um, but I would like to go and do a bit more of an intense course. Um, more like, I think mine's a level 3, and I'd like to do level 4. Let me just read this comment here. Hold on. Student loan to buy a van. I'm not sure if it works that way, but um, yeah, the promises fell through. So yeah, that's where we're up to with the van. yeah, so what was I saying? So yeah, I would like to do a level 4 in my yoga teacher training. So I've got a friend who is just going off in about 2 weeks to Thailand to do this immersive, and she said that she really recommends it. Um, so maybe in a couple of years I could go and do that. Like right now I can't afford it, but maybe in a couple of years I could afford that, and that would be like a 6 week intensive um, yoga training, which I think I would absolutely love. Like my dream, my dream in life. Like if I could write down my dream in life, like if I was to win the lottery, and I could, live my dream. It would be that I could have like a nice piece of land somewhere with like a little house with like a gîte or some kind of big annex, and a little yoga studio, maybe like a yoga barn that I could hold retreats from, um, or I could hold classes there when I'm not having retreats, or I could hold workshops there. That would be my ideal. That would like be the ideal thing. I'd like that. Or even if I could afford a place that I could live that had a room big enough to classify as a yoga studio, like that would be my dream. But if I can't afford a van, then I don't think anytime soon I'm going to be affording any type of yoga studio or retreat centre. But yeah, I'm 30 on Monday, so like I've got until I'm like 60 surely to be able to afford this. So that'd be nice. But for now, maybe I could just do like online classes or like classes at the gym. Yeah, that would be good. That would be my dream. My dream would be to live teaching yoga. And I'm sure there's loads of people out there who want to live teaching yoga, and it is really fucking hard to make a living teaching yoga because, I mean, yeah, you have to bust a nut really. It's not like going to work where you just know you're going to get paid at the end of the week. You've done your hours and you get paid. I mean, if you hold yoga classes, um, you could have like 2 people show up some week. I know because I've held yoga classes when I used to live in the van and when I used to live in Wales. And when I used to live in Shropshire, and sometimes you'd get 2 people come to class, like especially around like school holidays or bank holidays, you'd get like 2 people. But then at other times, you'd have like 15 people come to class, and then you'd make it like you'd be like, wow, cool, this is amazing, and you'd also go home with like a nice little sum that you'd earned. So it's one of those ones where you you don't know if you're gonna take home any money that day. So you kind of need a side job, a side hustle if you're gonna be a yoga teacher. Unless you're absolutely 100% dead cert that you are gonna make enough money to pay your bills from doing it. So I'm sure there's ways. I mean, I'm not incredibly business minded. Like some people are like, yeah, I need to find my niche. I need to market this. I am absolutely like not business minded at all. What's this now? Sounds like you're qualified at 30, so go ahead and save for your dreams. Yeah, I will save for my dreams. In our country, 120 come to class. Oh, by the way, when I was talking about my van earlier, and I was saying about my friend was offering to help me, like I was paying for the materials. Like all along from the beginning, I was paying for materials. Like no, like my friend didn't spend money on materials that I didn't give him back. Like I was completely and utterly willing to spend every penny I had on materials, which wasn't a lot at the time, but I was getting there. Like I was slowly like buying plywood and buying the Kingspan and like the tape and stuff, which is where I got to. And I was like, when can I give you the money for the paint? When can I give you the money for the paint? And I was like, who can I pay to do the welding? Like can you do welding? I'll pay for the metals. Like, I was always willing to pay for materials. And I just want people to bear in mind, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, that I didn't go out seeking the help. Like, I was offered in the beginning the help. Like, my friend was like, I'm offering you this help, and I had said to him, like, I can take out a loan of £1,000 to give you, not for materials but for yourself, and I will pay for materials on top. But I had, at the time, I had literally no money, so what money I did have, I was spending on materials. So I don't want people to think like I was like, yeah, buy me materials, pay for stuff for me, because that is not the case at all. Like, I'm not like, I am not a fucking princess, okay? I don't want people to sit there and think that I'm a princess and I was like, help me because I'm a girl and I have boobs. Like, this was not the case whatsoever. Yeah, I did take a business course 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was the Prince. Is it Prince? The Prince's Trust. They have they do a business. They run a business course, and I actually did that, and that was very educational actually. But I think you need to be. I mean, when you're like the floaty hippie type, it's kind of like, I don't know about anyone else, but it's really hard to be business minded, because you're like, for example, when I run a yoga class, so when I have run yoga classes in the past, I'd put the register to one side and like the pot there, and I'd be like, just go and sign in and put your money in the pot. And like, I wouldn't touch the money, because like I have this thing about, like, I didn't want to touch the money before the class, because I didn't want people to think that it was all about the money for me, because it's not. Because I actually absolutely love teaching yoga, and for me it was like about people coming, sharing their energy and like feeling good, and I just happened to earn a little bit from it. And I guess if you want to make a living from doing what you love, you kind of have to be a bit like, yeah, I am giving an offering, and in return you are giving an offering. It's like an exchange of energy. So yeah, I guess I do have to be a bit more business minded with it, but it's hard. It's hard when you're me. Like, I just want to give everything away for free. Like, man, I just just come to class, pay what you want. But obviously you can't do that. So yeah, but I'm trying to be more business minded. Believe me. Yeah. So yoga's a big passion of mine. Also, other things that are passions of mine are crafts. I like crafting. So I could do videos about crafting. I could teach you guys how to crochet. I could teach you guys how to carve an avocado seed. I can teach you how to to weave, and teach you how to get inspired how to do crafts, or get inspired how to do your hobbies. All kinds of things. Like, I do want to continue my channel. I don't want to delete it and like have it gone, because sometimes when I'm feeling lonely, it is nice to come and do these lives and just have people talking, and I can talk back. Though sometimes I kind of do feel like I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, hold on, I'm going to try and oh, goodbye, Chris. Yeah, it was shocking, I know. I just want you to know, damned goods, like, I have not named any names, and I am not blasting anyone. I am just talking about what has happened in the situation. Everyone has their reasons, and my friend obviously will have his reasons for why he has come to this conclusion, and whatever those reasons are, there is reasons. I don't want anyone to be pitchforking or starting some kind of mad sort of like hate army against. I don't want anyone to pick sides. I don't want anyone to pick sides, so I don't want anyone to be like team Posse or team anyone else. yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and explain, because I've got a lot of people asking me about what's happening with the van. So I just want to come on here and explain what has happened with the van. I've not come on here to sort of have anyone judge or pick sides or anything like that. That is not what I want to happen at all. No, not Team Bossy. This is not what I want. I want people to be team no one. I want people to be team neutral. I want people to be team love. Love for everyone. Because, you know, I always say this when I'm anywhere. Like, when I was at work the other day, there was a guy that was doing his job, and he was being really slow and taking ages. And then one of the other guys comes to me and goes, oh God, you know, he's so slow. He's like, he takes ages and he never talks. And I'm like, well, don't come over here to me sort of like venting some sort of hate towards the guy because he's doing slow. Like, I was like, you have no idea what his you have no idea what his life is like at home. You don't know what he's going through. You don't know if he's tired, whether he been bed late last night, whether he's received some bad news, whether his mind's on other things. Like, there will be a reason for why he is being slow today or the past week, and it's not for you to judge or instantly spout some hate like, this guy is so slow, like, fuck's sake. You know, you don't know. You can't just judge someone with hate instantly and not sympathize with what's going on in their personal life. So when my friend has been not able to help me and he's gone about it the way he has, it doesn't mean to say that he is a bad person. It just means that something's gone on in his mind, in his life, in his circumstances, in his feelings, and it's not for anyone really to judge. I'm just going to read some of these comments, okay? He learned to be slow. Should visit. I really like France, actually. I went to, on my way back home, when I was travelling with the German guy, I went to a really nice lake in France. I couldn't tell you where the lake was. Somewhere like north, towards the northwest. And this was like, maybe like June, July. And the lake, we got in it and it was so warm and clear. It was lovely. Lac-au-Duc. Maybe Lac-au-Duc. It was quite a big lake. I think it was in the Champagne region. Okay, so I am getting some mixed opinions about me talking about what has happened. And I did expect that. And that's fine. So if anyone feels like they are upset with me and they want to unsubscribe from my channel, then I completely understand that. So that's completely fine. If anyone wants to stay subscribed, that would be nice too. I mean, but obviously you're under no obligation whatsoever to subscribe or unsubscribe. So I'm just giving you the information from hopefully quite a neutral plane. Yeah, obviously I mean I have some emotions towards it, and maybe that might be coming through in what I'm saying, but I don't want anyone to pick sides, or I don't want anyone to start, yeah, I don't want any negativity to come from this. I mean, it's took me a very long time to do this live because I've been very anxious and stressed about having to talk about it. So for me to come and do this now is and speak to you guys about it is quite a big thing for me. So it might not seem like a big thing, but for me, you know, it's been in the back of my mind for a while, and yeah, it's I've had to literally pull myself off the sofa and like, okay, we need to go and do this, we need to go upstairs, we need to put on the camera, and we need to talk to people about what's going on. So, and I will let you as the viewer do what you want with this information, but I would prefer it if there was no negative judgments on at least like, I don't care how you judge me. You can judge me however you want, because I'm choosing to put this information out there, and I'm responsible for whatever responses I get towards me, but my friend obviously isn't. So I don't want him to have to deal with any negativity from something he has got no control over, because obviously he has no control over me coming here and making this video. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Just reading some of your comments again. So every now and again, yeah. So all that being said, and for those of you who do want to remain subscribed to my channel, and obviously you will see maybe the videos might not be very regular to begin with, while I just figure my own head out, because it's taken a lot of figuring out. Would those of you who would like to remain, no, the dreads are still here. Dreads. Those of you who will be choosing to remain subscribed to my channel, would you be interested in seeing me make videos that may not be van related, but may still be sort of freedom related? So like freedom of self, freedom of expression, motivational stuff. Might be a lot of yoga content, might be a lot of craft content when I find the time. So, or maybe I might just come on and waffle some chat with you guys. Is that something you'd be interested in? Is that something that you would like to see me do? I mean, yeah, I'm sure it will. If I do carry on, I'm sure it will evolve into something that is quite, I'd like it to be quite organic, and I'd like it to take its own shape. Yeah. So was that something that you'd be interested in? I'm up for non-fun waffling and crafty with yoga. Sounds fit. sounds lit. Living in a box. I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm not naming and shaming anyone. I'm just talking about my experiences, and like I said, I don't want any negative repercussions on either side if I can help it. Oh, thanks, nice guy. You really are a nice guy. Go for it. We're all with you. Well, obviously some of us aren't with it, but that's cool. Yeah. So I'm sorry that this video has been a bit like and not very energetic. One, I'm tired, and two, I think the circumstances of the topic are not exactly very uplifting. But yeah, I'll definitely be back and making some more videos. I'm going to leave this video up yeah, so yeah, I'm going to leave this video up for like a week or so, because yeah, that should be the nature of the live, is that you put a live up and then it's not there forever. I think that should be the nature of the live. I like that concept. So anyone who wants to rewatch it can, or anyone who wants to catch up can. I will try and do regular lives. Just at the moment, my live schedule is a bit higgledy-piggledy, because I kind of haven't figured it all out yet. And obviously I've got a job now, and I'm spending some time at the gym, keeping up with my yoga, and I'm still sorting a few things out. Even though I've been back nearly a year now, I'm still sorting a few things out. Yeah, but I'm sure in time everything will even out and level out, and I'll find my feet again. You know, splitting up with someone after 6 years is quite tough, even though I've kind of put on this sort of brave face about it. And also I do have a new boyfriend now, but still, you know, it does take a long time. I mean, 6 years is a long time. That will take a long time to sort of, for my emotional state to level out. Coming back from big travel, that's going to take a long time to come to terms with. Like, I still have these flashbacks of being in like these places that I just wish I could just go there now. You know, and living on the waking up on beaches and just like crafting and being so free, to now like having to wake up at like 5:45 every morning to get to a job and be stood there for like 7.5 hours, like, whoa, doing this mindless job that does not mentally or spiritually serve me in any way other than for me to make a little bit of money to get by. That's like really mind numbing and killer. Yeah. But yeah, it's all going to level out. It's all going to level out, I think. I'll get back to it. Yeah. So I do have to be up at 5:45 in the morning tomorrow. So I will have to leave you in about 2 minutes. So for those of you who have tuned in, I want to say thank you for tuning in and listening. For those of you who are choosing to stick with watching my channel, a big thank you for the support. It means a lot. I mean, this has taken me a long time to come and do this video, because I have been literally on the edge of, well, not even, I've been in the most anxiety even thinking about coming and doing this, because I was just expecting a flood of like, you're the worst person ever. So thank you. And for those of you who have chose to unsubscribe, I totally respect your freedom to do that, and that is totally up to you. I mean, obviously everyone's going to have mixed opinions, and that's totally fine. That's the way the world works. But for those of you who are choosing to stay subscribed, that are also subscribed to my friend's channel or know my friend, yeah, just stay subscribed, stay kind, stay nice, because we all have different circumstances. Life definitely changes for people, so it would be nice if you could stay respectful to that person too. Yeah, I think that's it. So you can catch me on Instagram if you want to chat to me there. You'll find me as boho on the go, so that's like boho_on_the_go, or you can get my yoga page, which is posse_yoga. I've not mainly, I update my stories on those. Boho on the go is mainly about like my crafty stuff, and the posse yoga page is obviously about if I'm doing yoga stuff. So yeah, if you want to catch me on Instagram, you can drop me a message on there. You can follow my stories. Usually I post stories these days rather than like pictures on the profile. So yeah, you can catch up with what I'm doing on there. Gonna try my best to post content on here, so also if you have suggestions about what you'd like to see, what you'd like to talk about, you can write to me. I'll try my best to write back to people if I have time. When I get a chance to sit down, mainly when I'm laying in bed, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just write back to some people. So yeah, thank you so much. I feel a lot better now. I feel like I've got a lot off my chest, and I feel like that is definitely going to help. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and I will definitely be back soon. So I love you all.